We were chartered to serve this neighborhood. We were chartered to serve a geographic area. And we're really a place where that can be a first stop to somebody that it's maybe coming to the US and coming way through Seattle. They want to go to a place where people speak their language, where they can find the groceries that they might need, they can find the medicine that they might need, and we'll really either be a place where they can find a home or they can find a good stepping stone to the home that they want to be at.
What I really appreciated about this neighborhood is for a family like mine, where my mother was an immigrant and didn't speak English. This was a type of neighborhood that she would have needed to succeed and to make sure that our family was well taken care of in this country.
So I think what a lot of people don't know is that this is the third Chinatown that actually existed in Seattle. What kind of came to build this neighborhood in the early 1900s were immigrants from China, Japan, and the Philippines. A lot of them pulled their resources to build the buildings that you see today.
The spirit behind SCIDpda really was centered in making sure that there was some continuity from the past. Many of us knew that this neighborhood was born in an era of segregation and discrimination. This community ghetto might be seen from the outside as a ghetto, but it was also a place of riches and treasures.
During the war, there was no Japanese there naturally. So I remember when we first came out of camp, we were able to run straight up Main Street all the way to Buddhist Church. That was before the freeway. We were just able to run up. So we had a nice community.
As I was growing up, the city was experiencing a lot of growth and a lot of change and becoming less and less isolated. The first kind of visible impact of all of that was I-5 cutting through the heart of the city from top to bottom. It also destroyed blocks of businesses and housing. What really triggered the city's policy interest in the district was the Kingdom.
Well, when King County decided to build the Kingdom in the early 70s, there was a lot of fear that the neighborhood really would become a big parking lot to service the stadium. A lot of us began to speak out. At the same time, Pike Place Market was also creating a similar PDA. And out of that, the Seattle Chinatown International District Preservation and Development Authority was born.
Early era for SCIDpda was about figuring out who we were as an organization. We were set up to own and operate properties here in the neighborhood, getting control of properties and then converting them to housing. That's how I would describe early SCIDpda, as like, man, they were just trying to figure it out.
We spent that first 15 years acquiring properties, managing some properties. We really kind of toured that part of the neighborhood. Now we're looking at that middle era where we did some ground up development. And that's one of the legacy pieces that came out of the Kingdom experience.
Because in addition to just being a caretaker of properties, we were also looking for ways to say, okay, how can we start leveraging the organization? And we were very good at, being able to leverage those kinds of resources and access.
The SCIDpda, I feel like, is an operations-based organization. We are really grounded in the operations of what we do, which is really serving the community.
Talk about COVID. There were so many things that happened quickly, and I kind of want to paint a picture of what a week during COVID looked like, with specifically around like grocery deliveries and kind of the need that came out of that.
A lot of the work that we did through the pandemic was really in the care of our residents. And at one point, we delivered something like 25,000 bags of groceries. We were doing weekly grocery deliveries to residents that really needed it. We also centered the experience of residents, and at one point we were even going to door with vaccines.
Going into this next era of kind of what the neighborhood is, it's not just about operations, it's about everything that goes into a community and being really serious about that.
Today's tour will cover 2015 and beyond, and this is really about SCIDpda picking up again our real estate work and then expanding our work in the rest of the neighborhood. There's more small business work, resident services, public realm work, and talking about what the future of this neighborhood looks like.
And those two eras really set us off into the era we're in now, where we have completed 300 plus units of family-sized housing. But now we're looking towards the future and building even more projects.
We are at Beacon Pacific Village, SCIDpda's newest affordable housing development. Today is our ribbon cutting ceremony, and now we're in the business of moving people in and getting people into family-sized affordable housing.
It is a village. It is a place where you can grow your family, where you can sustain your family. It's not just a building, it's not just apartments. It is really about what we have here and the resources that are built. Just pulling the funding together, it's been a journey of, I think somebody said today, of almost 15 years, and that this kind of sets the tone for how we want to look at development moving forward. Building family-sized units, being really caring about what is on the ground floor, how people are going to live in the building and how they're living in their community. So that's something that I think that we want to carry forward as we continue to do our work. We know that intergenerational living is really important to our community, where you have different generations of the family living together. And so we thought it was really important to be able to offer this. And so that's something that we really see as some of the future of affordable housing, how we want to build it and how we are going to continue to serve our community by building. Like, housing is the strongest tool that we have to maintain and keep this neighborhood the way it is.
You know, I truly believe in the mission that SCIDpda has. I mean, really to preserve and to promote and to enhance the development of this unique neighborhood is really a core.
It was the dream of being able to create a space for seniors, for kids, for services, open space, as well as businesses.
PDA is a community development organization that's been established to be a resource for this neighborhood. I think this neighborhood really reminds Seattle of its place in the world. The nature of this community and caring for each other, caring for people, that is something that I would want to preserve. And that this be a unique place for people who choose to live here, one, have an opportunity and have a place that works for them, that they are wanting to participate in this community for what it is.
Being able to know the people who live here has enriched my life, and I just don't see, regardless of where I am, it actually being very far from the district. Because by being here, it just kind of winds up in your heart.
I don't see us shying away from anything. If anything, as an organization, we're leaning more into what the next 50 years will look like as the world changes in the CID and around us.
SCIDpda.
Beyond 50 years.